Onegai Monsters is probably one of the most obscure N64 games I've ever seen. At the time of this upload, only 14 videos in English and 2 in Japanese have been uploaded, besides the private video of me playing this game years ago. Why is it privated?
It's just numb! Holy shit! That's evil!
Reasons. There's no walkthrough on YouTube, not even a full playthrough, no guides, nothing. It's just got those 16 videos of either one-off Let's Plays or showing some things off from the game, with the stream being the most recent of the game. But that's it. The content for this game is just not there. And I'm really confused because usually in situations like this, you got some big YouTuber who comes in and says, "The N64 game you've never heard!" Or Pokemon on the N64! Because again, every monster game is Pokemon, right guys? I remember finding out about this game around 2013 when I did a playthrough of it. I was starting a series called Obscure Gaming, basically copying Yuri of Wind's title and just playing obscure content. From checking the channel, I had about 14 videos in the series, and yeah, some of them are obscure. However, years later, one of those games really stuck out to me. I kept remembering how much fun I had, and I wanted to get it. So I did. I ordered it off eBay for $5 loose, and I still have that same copy to this day. For the longest time though, I just never played it. It continued to sit on my shelf for years because at the time, I didn't know any Japanese at all, and this game kinda requires it. It's sadly not really a game you can just sit down and play without knowing anything. It requires a lot from the player to understand what's going on, and that can be hard when you can't understand what's going on. Well, one day, I was organizing my game shelf and found it. I completely forgot that I even owned the game. I decided to pop the bad boy in and see the game again. Well, even with the small amount of Japanese I knew, I still was lost on what to do. So decided to go look on YouTube for a walkthrough, and I was surprised when not a single walkthrough showed up. Keep in mind, this is a site where walkthroughs exist for Kuon, and if you actually know what this game is, then props to you. Well, I thought maybe let's look it up in Japanese. Nothing, no walkthroughs. I couldn't find anything that was helpful for how to progress. Well, with YouTube out of the way, I decided to Google a walkthrough, which hey, I finally found something. GameFAQs has a walkthrough. I then clicked the link and was brought to this. Nothing. There is no info on this site about the game, besides release dates and who made the game. I was confused and started to look if maybe I would find something, which I found a single post that just says, "Just using my power to bring back the dead. Don't mind me." This was posted back in 2008. Also, Ryu, if you see this video in any way, I guess it's kind of being brought back, so congrats. So I continued checking every site I could think of for a walkthrough, and again, nothing. Hell, even the wiki for this game has nothing on it. The same for some sites having a dedicated thing for the game like Famitsu or IGN. There's just nothing there. So I was at a loss and basically only left with one-off Let's Plays of people also not knowing what to do and having to basically translate what I could myself. So one thing I still find really strange though is this. As obscure as this game is really easy to find and also really cheap. Usually games that aren't known at all can be pricey, but yeah, with this game, copies on eBay and other selling sites seem to be endless. Unless you try buying from Super Potato, they don't seem to have it out of all places. But with how many copies and how easy it is to find this game, you would think again, more documented info would be known about this game. Instead, we just have sites acknowledging the existence, but giving no info about it. Even Japanese sites aren't any better. I was only able to find one Japanese site that actually had people talking about the game on WhatsApp. From what I could gather, it's just people sharing tips and asking questions on the game and whatnot, but unless you can read Japanese, this isn't much use to you. This is, again though, the only site that actually had useful info on the game. However, no new posts have been made, leaving this forum to just be a relic of the past. which seems to be the running thing for this game. It's just Forgotten. No full playthroughs of the game available, no tips or tricks, no guides besides the one website that is only useful to Japanese speakers. It seemed this game was never going to get what it deserved. Until my search finally led me to a forum that actually had people in America talking about the game, and one person actually linked an old Japanese video sharing site. To my surprise on the site, I finally found it. The Holy Grail for Onegai Monsters. 2 full completed playthroughs of the game recorded. One being an actual run and the other a speed run. I was blown away. Finally, actual proof of the game being beaten online, a full walkthrough strangely hidden away from everyone, with 3 pages of just content for this game. Again, all in Japanese, but this was a breakthrough. More content for a game that was thought to be dead of content. Sadly, as excited as I was, none of this content was new. Again, it's all old content, which then brought my attention to the speedrun. Speedrunning is popular, probably the most popular it's ever been, meaning if this game was being speedrun back then, wouldn't that mean it's being ran now? It has to have some kind of audience in that area if clearly back then someone was doing it. The answer is a huge no. Honestly, it seems speedrun.com and Speed Demo Archives have nothing on the game, and it's not even listed for a category. This game isn't even in the systems for speedrunning. Literally nothing. An official game released and having no active runners or even past runs listed. That's unheard of when runners are running games for systems like Atari. But you may be asking yourself now, what is this game? And I guess it is time to explain what this game is and my experience with playing Onegai Monsters. Onegai Monsters is a monster raising game with some cool ideas. You hatch a monster from an egg and have it go out and bring back food and supplies for you to use. You're able to choose what your monster goes for, and it also affects how far he goes as well. You even get a percentage showing how good of a chance he has to make it without being knocked out. Your monster travels in real time. Sadly, they move very slowly. They also fall asleep at night. Luckily for the player, you can advance time. This allows days to go by, making the trip for your monster much faster, but does have a side effect of causing random encounters. Random encounters, though, can happen at any time. You can also fast forward the game with the press of a button. The fighting in this game is turn-based, but you do have the option to move your monster around the battlefield. I don't think I've ever actually found a use for this, but maybe in later parts of the game, it has some use. You level up from fights to get stronger and gain new abilities. Basic RPG rules. However, you would think your monster would evolve from leveling up, and yeah, that's how most monster games do it. Nope. This game, for your monster to evolve, you're required to feed him the things you bring back from your journey. You give your monsters the items and then just fast forward the days till he evolves. Leveling up doesn't seem like it's really a requirement in the evolutions, just more in stats. However, again, not enough is known about the game to be sure, but I've seen playthroughs where no leveling up was done and the monster just evolved. And I even played once where I got my monster to level 6 and he still didn't evolve by then. Now you may be wondering, how many monsters are in this game? 100, 150, 200? Nope. 500 monsters are attainable in this N64 game, and some of them sound like stray cats. You can see the evolution lines as well to see what monsters you've gotten and which ones you haven't, but again, since not much is known, I'm not sure what food gives you what monsters, and it just kind of feels random. I'm sure it's not random, but it feels like it is. You can have multiple monsters as well, getting and bringing things back for you to use. Other monsters can be purchased from a shop in town, plus other items. Also, there's a dojo here you can visit, and stuff seems to happen, but overall, main goal is to send monsters to bring back the items to evolve them. I enjoy this game. Pretty fun time just seeing what monsters you can get. Animations are awful, but hey, quantity over quality. Sadly, I do think this game suffers from not having too much to do besides the thing mentioned before, so some people may get bored pretty fast. I was able to play for around 6 hours, but didn't really get bored. Sadly, this game requires a memory card, which means my progress is gone. Well, I really do hope I brought this game to people's radars and hope some of you play it. To the people though not wanting to try it because they know no Japanese, I have something for you. I sadly don't have any way to translate the ROM itself, but I can do this. I have made a cheat sheet that can be viewed to help you understand what each command does and just info about the game you may have. I will be updating and adding more info to this cheat sheet as time goes on. Just keep in mind, I'm one person, and so I can't translate everything in a timely manner. So if anyone out there is willing to help, I will gladly take the help to add to the cheat sheet. That way, more things can be translated over time faster. I plan, if everything goes well, to translate basically everything, and maybe one day someone with knowledge of translating ROMs can make an English patch for it, with the help of the cheat sheet as well. But till then, this will be available for people to view. Just fair warning, I may make a mistake here or there, so if you come to find I translated something wrong, feel free to let me know so the change can be made. Also, if any new info is found out for the game, it will be added to the cheat sheet. The link will be down below, and I do hope everyone has a great day. Thank you for watching, and check me out on Twitch.